In the secondary school I attended, we had this black book where the names of students who got suspended, expelled, or were just notorious to the school were recorded in. Now, if your name got into the black book of the school, you will never be nominated for any awards until the termination of the school. Anyone who sees your name in the black book will think of you as a degenerate. The first time I heard of the black book, I told myself I was never going to let my name get in there. But you know what they say, you don't plan for life, life just happens. But when I got suspended, it was so unexpected. I mean, if you knew me in high school, you'd be like, Favor can never get suspended. And the reason is not because I was an all-round good boy, but because I was the kind of person who would skip having fun with his friends if it meant I was going to get in trouble with the school. So me getting into trouble and getting suspended was so out of character. And it's not like I got suspended because I did something so devious like graffiti my school or put my principal in the hospital. What I did was I disobeyed a direct order from my principal. Yes, I know disobeying my principal is like the lamest reason to get suspended, but let me tell you why it isn't as lame as it may seem. Well, it all started when my principal announced that we were going to have a career orientation program and every student were expected to be at the school hall before 12 p.m. Thinking back, I didn't want to attend the program, but for someone like me, that program was going to be beneficial because back then I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. One day I wanted to be a doctor, the next day I wanted to be an engineer, and other days I wanted to be a graphics designer. So for someone like me with no direction for life, the career orientation program was going to be beneficial. But I was too stubborn to realize that, and I'm happy I didn't, because if I had, I wouldn't be here making this video. And by the way, I wasn't the only one who didn't want to attend the program. I feel like 85% of students, if not more, didn't want to attend the program. But because it was compulsory, no one could say no to going. But even at that, most students, including me and two of my friends, were very reluctant to move into the hall when the time came. But when we got there, we noticed that majority of the seats that were occupied were the last 5 rows and the 2 front rows, leaving every seat in between them completely empty. The last 5 rows were occupied by the normal and some rebellious students, while the 2 front rows were occupied by the overly zealous students who loved these kind of things. So my irritated principal told the teachers to move every student in the last rows and every student coming into the hall to the front. This was bullcrap to me because if I was ever going to sit in the hall, I would never sit at the front or at the back, but somewhere in the middle where I can be distracted without nobody being all up in my business. But this was becoming very difficult because they were moving students from the back to the front. So while I was contemplating on where to sit, the stubborn side of me came out and it made me and my friend sit at the back, but not just anywhere at the back, but behind a certain pillar that our principal forbid us from sitting at. Now my principal noticed us and got annoyed the more. Then he said, "If you know you don't want to attend this program, you can kindly leave the hall." Obviously, no one left the hall because they were too scared, but you could tell from the tone of his voice it was damn serious. But the main reason he said that was because of me and my friends. But after waiting for some time, he walked up to us and kicked us out. When we left, he took our names from one of our classmates, but while we were leaving, another of our classmates left with us, so we were 4 students who left the hall at that time. But the other dude was pardoned because according to the principal, he wasn't kicked out but left voluntarily. Bullcrap. So the career orientation program later ended after 3 hours, so all students went back to their respective classes. I was chilling with my dudes when the staff came in and handed us our suspension letters. At first I was shocked because I wasn't expecting to get suspended, but then everyone in the class was like, "Oh my god, they got suspended." The truth was that everyone, including myself, thought that the suspension time was going to last for 2 weeks because that was the usual back then. But I didn't want to get suspended for 2 weeks because that would literally mean my death. I mean, my parents would kill me because the reason I got suspended could have been easily avoided. And when I say my parents would kill me, I don't mean I would get grounded and have my gadgets seized. What I mean is that they would beat the crap out of me. So out of curiosity, I decided to open the letter, and lucky me, it was just 2 days. I was so relieved that it wasn't 2 weeks like I expected. So I got home, I told my mom, she was pissed, obviously. She started yelling, saying that I was moving with bad friends, and as punishment, she forbade me. Sorry, I meant as punishment, she forbade me from bringing my friends over. And I would say I was lucky being a Nigerian, because in a typical Nigerian home, when you tell your parents that kind of thing, you are supposed to collect. But for me, everything ended at don't bring your friends over again. Naturally, getting suspended isn't something beneficial, but I was grateful I got suspended, because back then there were some topics in maths I had a hard time with. But because of those 2 days, I was able to go through those topics again, and later I got an A in maths that term. And if I didn't get suspended, I would have never made this video, which I'm hoping will blow up on YouTube so I can get YouTube famous and start earning. So if you're watching this video for the first time or visiting my channel for the first time, please subscribe. So yeah, that's how and why I got suspended. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe. And I know this might not be possible, but Aaron, if you're watching this video, just know that I really appreciate your channel. You are basically the reason I started my channel, and I feel like I'm embarrassing myself. But I hope one day I will be a big YouTuber and be able to do a collab with you. So yeah, please subscribe and pardon my mediocre.